Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Are you ready? Get ready, dog.
Welcome in, everybody. It's the Coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. We're just about set to get started, and this ought to be a good one between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Detroit Lions.
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, we reach Week 15, and we've got a good matchup in store between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Detroit Lions. This one fielded at the 5. And look at this. Right away, a loose football. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secure. And a lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Ready, break. 53, Mike. You get blocked, man. You get blocked. Get it.
They'll run here with Edwards. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way.
And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Stephon Diggs with touchdown number 12 on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strikeability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well-organized, well-coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Come on, set. 15 line. 15 line. Oh, yeah. And here we go again. Here we go again. He's checking. Ready?
First carry of the game here for Royce Freeman. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
On 2nd down now, it's Freeman. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
On 3rd down, Freeman. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Now the former Oklahoma Sooner Tress Way on to punt the football. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 15. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Mark that down as an 85-yard punt return. And the Steelers get the quick strike touchdown. And we always talk about kick returns being so exciting on kickoffs. Punt return almost equally exciting.
And typically we talk about the kickoff return being the most exciting 10 seconds in football. Let's just cut it in half for a punt return and make it the most exciting 5 seconds in football. It's a great, glamorous, dashing play.
So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. This one fielded at the 5. And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And now following that sack, looks like we've got an injured man down there on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. 5 yards gets him back near the original line of scrimmage as they'll be left with a 3rd and long. Throwing on 3rd down, here's Rudolph. Complete. Smith has it. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, the good thing about covering any game I do with you is I know that there's no problem with rhythm. Now, what we're watching offensively, a little bit of a problem there.
Yeah, punt on the first drive, looking at another one here. Just a little slow. You know, they were talking about a fast start, but that hasn't been the case.
Yeah, and let's face it, any team we cover always talks about a fast start.
That's true.
But it's not necessarily going to happen just because they say so. And whether it's the script, whether it's, you know, just what they're going through, whether they're seeing different defenses, they're going to have to figure it out as this game moves on.
Gets past one man. They find some open field here. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first. Another good carry there for the NFL's 2nd leading rusher, and we've talked on air, off air about his MVP candidacy. Make a case for him.
But I'm just going to tell you point blank, it doesn't matter whether he's 1st or 2nd or even 3rd in the league in rushing yardage. That's not the main deal. It's how he gets those yards and the impact he has on his ball club.
A look at the numbers last week for Edwards. He was creeping up toward 200 yards, thought he was going to get there, didn't quite make it, but also 2 rushing touchdowns.
And even if he only got about half those numbers this week, his team would take it in a heartbeat, wouldn't they? Because last week, he was spectacular.
Eluding the pressure right. It's complete to Diggs.
Illegal forward pass. Offense.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down. From the gun, short. He'll rifle this one deep right. It's caught inside the 25. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Edwards now on 1st and 10.
That's just flat out a beautiful.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. A 21-yard touchdown run. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Boy, these guys are off to the races, Charles. 20-0 already, extra point pending.
Yeah, you always hear that term. They just boat race someone. Heck, it's car race, motorcycle race, plane race, whatever you want. Right now, they are sprinting past them.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
Watch the run, watch the run.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Rudolph. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Aaron Donald able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Appears to be fine now, but you're right. That O-line, they got to protect him. 46 yards on the boot. The coverage holds him to just 3 on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. And you see his numbers from a week ago. He was up over 100 yards then, and he's already hit pay dirt here once in this one.
We always talk about quarterbacks and receivers getting into rhythm, right?
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Now, 1st quarter, and this lead is already getting into dangerous territory. They better be careful on the other sideline.
Yeah, it feels a little bit more like a basketball game where one team is pressing and that team can't get the ball over half court. I mean, it is stealing it and scoring it, layups, the whole deal. That's what it feels like right now. They are all over him.
This one fielded at the 5.
That's it, baby. We're going to work.
Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports.
15 line. 15 line. Just like that. Snap.
From the gun, here's Rudolph. Open man is Michael Thomas. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. First down for the Lions on a nice pickup of 18 yards.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Here's Rudolph. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Check it out, Reed.
On 2nd down, Freeman. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because if you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. A throw for Galladay is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And a big turnover. There as his guys will get the football back. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
They run with Edwards, and he'll find a little space. He gets this up near the 10. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave him with a 3rd down and 6 to go. To throw on 3rd down. Short, flushed out right. And he's able to find Diggs. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a first down. They'll run on first down. Edwards. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
2nd and 6. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. Now that screen there on second down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying is one thing. We can second-guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize it is broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the first down on third down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Hey, team 6. Team 6.
Looking to throw on second down. Short, dancing to his left. This is caught. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. It's their quarterback with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half as his guys continue to pour it on. And maybe that was just a case of completely overlooking the guy holding the football.
It certainly felt like it, didn't it? Because on my checklist, okay, as a defender,
QB's last.
Running back, fullback, heck, jet sweeps nowadays. Before you even get to thinking about the quarterback might actually keep it.
This will be taken about the 12. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Mason Rudolph leading this offense out for their next possession. The second quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take
into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder Artie Burns. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
60 Pittsburgh. Recon, 132 fighter. Ready?
On first down, it's Edwards. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Short, escaping the pressure right. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. Back to throw. Short.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. On second down, it's Edwards. Give him 2 yards. That sets him up 1st and goal. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Being chased out left. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Ryan Switzer, the one he was looking for, but it'll be 2nd and goal. An incomplete pass on first down. Here's 2nd and goal. Looking to throw. Short, flush to, and he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. It's their quarterback. in the final seconds of the first half as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook, but even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. The partner just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season. The playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So we've reached halftime. And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They had a big first half. Now they have a chance to add to that lead here in the opening possession of the second half.
And everyone always asks about halftime adjustments, kind of the key phrase. What did you do at halftime? Well, the way they ran offense in the first half, I think they were very calm, congratulatory, but also what they were saying is don't expect them to be the same on defense. They'll be the ones making the adjustments. Let's see what they do, and we'll attack accordingly.
And we'll see how it's caught inside the 25. That goes for a gain of 31. On first down, short.
Just more of the same there, partner. Guys have just been...
And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. From the gun on third down. Short. He may try and run for this. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
These type of plays are back.
And that is caught. And he has now tied the record. Touchdown. And in the red zone, I guess this is why you have a guy like that on your roster.
Without a doubt, and if you have him, you use him because he's a guy who's going to win just about every time. I don't care what the coverage is.
Extra point put through by Boswell, and the lead will swell by one more. That time a 6-play drive, and it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards there and a Lion first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Freeman. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a first down.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game.
They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They go.
On first down, Rudolph completes it to the fullback Ham. They'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down.
I think the good offensive coordinators in the league now are looking at the fullback position and finding the right guys to hide in that spot and increase their passing game, as we just saw there. How about the run after catch? Racked him.
Well, yeah, whether it's a true fullback, a tight end you put in the fullback spot, you know they're going to be tough to bring down if you can get them the football in the passing game. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Back to the running game. It's Freeman. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
50, play.
Brings up 3rd down.
Again, they'll run with Freeman. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Defense.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it'll be 2nd down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal. They'll look to run with Freeman. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that'll bring up a 2nd and goal. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. Rudolph looking to throw it. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. Well, so a drive that spans all that time, and yet you may only come away with 3 points here.
Well, your defense, all right, they actually like these long drives. They get to rest over on the sidelines for a while. But when you're not finishing with points in terms of touchdowns, that's frustrating. They've got to figure out how to close out these long drives and get 6s instead of 3s.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken about the 12. And a nifty return there as he's all the way up past the 40-yard line. So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Short, buying time to his left. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down. Back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. On 2nd down, it's Edwards. And some space here. 30, the 20, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A great play there. 58 yards as his guys continue to pour it on. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
Yeah, they are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the three-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Super tough.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 7 yards there and a first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Freeman, he's been busy today. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a first down. On 1st and 10, Rudolph. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. Some extra space following the display of power. Down just inside the 45. A gain of 6 there on 1st. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 11 yards there and a Lion first down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Now it's Rudolph. And he completes it to Westbrook. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 23. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Here's Rudolph. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. From the gun, it's a run for Freeman. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Rudolph on 1st down. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Michael Thomas with touchdown number 7 on the year. And it's for pride now, but the Lions do get a bit closer. Myers connects on the PAT as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Now it's Edwards. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. On 2nd down now, Madison. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. The Steelers on 3rd down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Back to throw. Short. Going for the deep ball. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. Extra point now by Boswell. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drive, 4 plays, and it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken about the 12. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The offense trots back onto the field, and we take an in-depth look at Royce Freeman. And in the early going, the running game, as we see the numbers, it just wasn't on point. Well, now it's gotten more true to form.
And sometimes it takes a little while for an offensive line to get in sync, because early in the game, defenses throw different patterns at you, different formations, different sets, and you might not block them quite the way you want to, but as you start to get into a groove and you figure out what they're doing, now it all comes together, and that's what we're seeing right now.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it brings forth a 3rd and long. 3rd and long, it's Rudolph. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Tressway now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. It's taken on the 25. Excellent work on the run back there, 33 yards. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over.
8-3. Hey, exit.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Short. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. Short, over the middle, complete. That's Lopez. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Back to throw. Short, toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
And they just had another big completion there. And I think in days gone by in the NFL, you might have asked, is this a little bit of overkill? Is this rubbing it in? I don't think people feel the same way nowadays.
The age-old argument. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your...
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. They've got this big lead. They said, forget 1, we want 2. Instead, they got 0.
Unbelievable they didn't even attempt it from the 15-yard line. What are they thinking? I do know this. When you fake one in this situation with that type of a lead, especially from the 15-yard line, oh, boy. I tell you what, meeting them again somewhere down the line, they'll remember this. Yeah, they'll think that they were trying to clown them a little bit.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Under 10, under 10, 10.
Now Rudolph on 1st down. Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Now the Steelers use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Rudolph looking to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Short. He'll get this one to Switzer. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout. This quarterback now 13 out of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a first down. Looking to throw. Short. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle like, oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. And would you believe it? This is caught in the end zone. And the fake extra point works to extend their lead by 2. And is there bad blood here? I mean, go for 2 when you're up that much?
If there wasn't before, there is now. When you do that, you've just announced to everyone, you just don't care about the other side at all. All you care about is what you're doing, and they just want to pile up points.
They did. Well, there you go. Just your everyday leading big, and you onside kick it with a lead. They got it. I mean, it worked, but interesting call.
I think because they have such a margin, they feel a little bit bolder about what they're doing. And it's not only just to try and increase their lead, but that's their way of saying we're in full control of this game, and we can kind of do what we want.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.